You're probably wondering why I'm kneeling right next to a Google bike here. Well, this is a request from one of my new team members who said that I got to do my Google announce video on the Googleplex here next to a Google bike. So there you go. This video is for you, Robert. I hope you'll get a kick out of this. But today we're going to talk about the top 5 data, AI, and analytics topics. Before we get there, I want to thank every single one of you for your comments, your likes, your shares, your tags throughout the week. Thank you so much for doing that. It really shows that you're engaged, and it's important because it enables others to learn from the insights that we share as a community globally. So this week there is a lot going on in the data analytics world. There's a lot going on in the tech world, actually. There's tons of IPOs coming our way. You must have heard of them: Sumo Logic, Asana, Airbnb, Snowflake, Palantir. And if you're looking to understand a little bit about the world of IPOs, I highly advise that you take a look at Eric Savitz's report, or article rather, on Barron's, where he talks about the IPOs themselves, but what they mean to the rest of the market. There's 490 unicorns. A unicorn is a tech company that has a valuation that's above $1 billion, and he compares that to the rest of the market. In fact, he says that if all these unicorns magically were listed tomorrow, the number of large cap US listed companies would increase by 25%. That shows you how much the tech industry and these unicorns matter in the rest of the overall market. There's about 2,000 companies trading on the NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. So it tells you a lot about what's going on in the market. A lot is about to go on. It's expected to start after Labor Day here in the US, which is September 7th. So be on the lookout for that. Now, if that piece is not enough, I'm not a financial expert myself, but I know people who are. And then one of them is Matt Turck, another great French guy to know in the data world, has done some really great teardown documents on both Palantir and Snowflake. So if you want to dive in, these are papers you're going to want to read before the season starts, I would say. His quick analysis on Palantir is that he's got a lot of, he calls many head-scratching aspects. On Snowflake, he shares a lot of the interviews of current CEOs and former CEOs. One of those great CEOs that was at Snowflake is Bob Muglia, someone I had the opportunity to work with at Microsoft. Really a great resource. Great job, Matt, for sharing that. It'll help a ton of people understand what's going on specifically with Palantir and Snowflake. Now, I'm sure that not everyone knows this, but Snowflake actually was started by 3 people, 2 of which were French, Thierry and Benoit. So great French guys in the data analytics space, and I'm really proud about that, in fact. And in fact, we're talking about French people this week. The Data IQ folks, Florian and Clément, announced their 100 million Series D raise. So congratulations to you guys. Great AI company to look at. That's I think both in New York and in Paris as well. That's for IPOs. So a lot going on in the IPO market. If you're also looking to scale a business, this week I came across this great resource by the good folks at McKinsey on the mistakes that people make when scaling a business. What are the 6 sins, if you will, that are preventing you from scaling? So I won't name all of them, but this piece is very rich. They go through the customer metrics you should focus on. That's one of the sins, is focusing on the wrong customer metrics. Paying for numbers instead of paying for quality is another problem. Relying too much on synergies, or assigning corporate managers to lead new businesses, and so on and so on. Very rich paper. It's going to take you a few hours to read through it, but hopefully you'll get a lot of great content that can help you scale or help you diagnose if something is not scaling in your business. That's for IPOs. That's for scaling. Now let's talk about AI. Svetlana Singular from Gartner is someone I've followed for years. I love her presentations. She goes very deep, and she published this great blog on applied AI. What are the industry and the use cases that AI is being applied to? In fact, she backs up her blog by research that states that by 2023, 85% of AI solutions by vendors will focus on concrete domains and industry verticals. So you're probably asking, what are some of these top use cases that she's talking about? Fraud, segmentation, chatbot, optimization, computer-assisted diagnostics are some of the top 5 use cases to consider when you think about AI, data, and analytics. So take a look at that. Make sure you comment. Make sure you engage with Svetlana. She's very approachable. She is a great analyst, and she does publish a lot of great research. That's it for our week. Now, if you're wondering what my job is going to be like at Google, well, I've got a video for that for you that tells you all about that. In the meantime, instead of getting in my car, I'm going to get on the bike, and I'm going to tell you to continue being data driven. Have a great week this week. Stay in touch, and I will see you next week.